Holy shit.
Video game movies, who doesn't love them? Well, actually, most of us don't. The track record is messy at best, but sometimes you go in hoping the next one will finally stick the landing. Until Dawn looked like it might be that exception because the game itself already plays out like an interactive horror film, so naturally I sat down to watch it. And if you don't have 1 hour and 47 minutes, don't worry, I watched Until Dawn so you don't have to. By the by, I'm the movie guy and let's dive in. We open on Melanie crawling for her life in the darkness. She's underground, scrambling toward the faint glow of moonlight. She almost reaches safety, but then out of nowhere a masked killer strikes her down. Her last words are chilling. Please don't kill me again. Emphasis on again. Looks like we might be in for a horror-themed Groundhog Day. Cut to Melanie's sister's Clover, who refuses to accept her disappearance. She sets off on a road trip with friends, determined to retrace every step of Melanie's last journey. The group makes a stop at a creepy rural convenience store where Clover questions the unsettling clerk about her sister. He mutters something about people going missing in Glore Valley, a place that sounds way too close to Gore Valley for comfort. Naturally, they drive us straight there. Crossing into Glore Valley feels like entering another world. Outside, a huge storm rages, but inside the valley, it's eerily calm. Abe calls it the water wall, an invisible barrier trapping anyone who crosses. Phones lose service and the group takes shelter in an abandoned house. Inside, the decor screams serial killer chic. Sharp weapons mounted on walls, missing person flyers plastered across a bulletin board, and Melanie's name scrawled in the visitor's log. Nina, one of Clover's friends, even signs her own name, unknowingly sealing her fate. Night falls and things spiral fast. Their car is hijacked by a shadowy figure, forcing them back into the house. The killer, towering and unstoppable like a Michael Myers knockoff, begins hunting them one by one. It's bloody, it's brutal, and before long Clover herself is killed, just as she spots her sister in the distance. But then everything resets. The timeline rewinds, the group is alive again, standing in the same place, only now haunted by fragmented memories of just being slaughtered. The cycle has begun. That's Act 1, and honestly, it's a rocky start. The gore is plentiful, sure, but slasher movies live or die by their characters, and these ones barely have personalities. Each one has one defining trait: psychic girl, nice guy, jerk boyfriend, and that's it. Without stronger character work, the deaths don't land as hard. Still, the setup hints at psychological horror potential, stuck in a time loop, hunted endlessly by a superhuman killer. Let's see where it goes. Round 2 kicks off, and this isn't a simple do-over. Differences creep in. Megan, the group's resident psychic, is suddenly possessed. She convulses, warns the group don't let it in, and then snaps her own neck. Lovely. Moments later, Clover hears Melanie's voice banging from next door. Against every rule of horror logic, she opens the door and is yanked into a house that wasn't there before. Max rushes in to rescue her, while Abe convinces Nina to abandon their friends and save themselves. Spoiler alert, bad call. They all die. Again. Inside the Phantom house, Clover meets an eerie old woman wearing a breathing mask. The woman explains the rules: survive the night or be swallowed forever. She forces Clover to inhale from the mask, corrupting her. Clover, now twisted, kills Max in cold blood. Abe and Nina, though fare much better, cut down by the masked man. Clover herself gets run over by a random car and dies, resetting the game once more. On the next loop, the group makes another mistake. Abe drinks water and everyone else follows. Bad idea. The water literally explodes them from the inside out. Megan's death here is especially gnarly. First her knee burst, then her stomach, then her head. Pure body horror. Clover begs Max to kill her to reset things, but the logic doesn't track. Do all of them need to survive, or just Nina, or just Clover? The rules are fuzzy. Before Clover explodes, the convenience store clerk reappears, smugly remarking that she was pretty close. Considering the actor is Peter Stormare, yeah, of course, he's an important character. At the halfway mark, things are messy. The gore is creative, yes, but Clover as a protagonist is frustrating. She constantly makes dumb horror decisions, opening doors when she shouldn't, freezing in fights, watching friends die without reacting. Still, I'll give the movie this: the loop mechanic injects a psychological horror vibe. Survive against an invincible killer or relive your death forever. It's a compelling idea, even if the script struggles to execute it. We learn more about the mysterious clerk. His name is Dr. Hill. Years ago, Glore Valley collapsed after a mining accident, and Hill was brought in as a psychologist to help the townspeople cope, but instead he experimented on them. Torture, murder, resurrection, until he turned people into Wendigos. The how isn't explained, and honestly, it never will be. Hill makes Clover an offer: sacrifice one friend and he'll let the other four escape. Naturally, they refused. Hill arranges a meeting in the woods, promising Melanie will be there. The group, meanwhile, has become desensitized to dying. They figure another reset will save them, so they talk about killing each other for fun. It's meant to be camaraderie, but it's nonsensical. Tensions boil over. Nina stabs her boyfriend, Abe, for being a jerk, which feels disproportionate. Megan dies again. Clover battles a Wendigo who turns out to be her sister Melanie and pleads with Max to kill her so they can reset again. The cycle grows repetitive, edging into hopelessness. After 12 nights of failure, the group begins losing their humanity. Their memories fade, their bodies warp, and they start resembling Wendigos themselves. Megan disappears entirely, and with one final night left, Clover rallies the survivors. This time they'll take the fight to Hill in the tunnels beneath the valley. That wraps up Act 2. Performances are decent, especially given the cast of mostly lesser-known actors, but the script is the real villain here. Too many plot conveniences, too many half-baked rules. Still, the tension of an endless death cycle keeps things from completely collapsing. Time for the finale. The final showdown unfolds in dark, claustrophobic tunnels. The lighting is so dim that at times it's hard to tell who's fighting who, but the stakes are clear: survive the last night or be lost forever. Clover breaks off on her own and finally confronts Melanie, killing her to end her torment. The rest of the group defeats the mass killer from Act 1, and for the first time it feels like they're fighting with real urgency, because this is their last shot. The climax piles on tension, but also frustrations. Clover discovers Megan strapped to a chair in a locked room with a Wendigo thrashing to get at her. To free her, Clover needs the key conveniently resting in Hill's jacket. And how does she kill Hill? By spiking his coffee with water, making him explode. Yes, really. After everything, the big bad is defeated by tainted hydration. Clover rescues Megan and together they flee, pursued by more creatures. The survivors claw their way up through tunnels emerging at ground level, a direct callback to Melanie's crawl in the opening scene. At long last, they survive the night, but the victory feels hollow. Throughout these sequences, the movie keeps cutting back to shots of an hourglass draining sand. The first two cutaways build tension, but by the 6th or 7th it's just irritating filler. Finally, the group drives away, free to go home, though clearly scarred forever. And that's Until Dawn. I wanted to like this movie, I want more game-to-film adaptation that actually work, but this one is not it. The script is the biggest culprit. It introduces rules and ideas that never pay off, throws in themes like never leave your friends behind without actually earning them, and constantly bends logic for convenience. The characters are paper thin, making it hard to care when they die. Yes, the gore is impressive at times, and yes, the direction squeezes atmosphere out of the setting, but these positives crumble under weak writing. Some horror fans might enjoy the loop mechanic and gruesome kills, but for me, Until Dawn fails to justify its existence. The game deserved better. What did you think of Until Dawn? Let me know in the comments below. While you are there, hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, keep on watching movies, guys.